Alright, next fun piece is to get this in there. This lever part has to come out through this hole. This has to go into this flap up here. This has to be resting in here. And I have to make sure I get that on there. This looks like a jigsaw puzzle. Let's see. Do that to there. And come all the way out, and how do I get that round there? Somehow I gotta get that over to there, past that. This could be one of them Chinese puzzles, isn't it? Okay, hang on. Turn that. Flip that. Oh, close. Did I miss my chance to get it in there? Oh, that's in there. We could be there, kids. Look at that. Wow. Alright. Now, where's the bolts? Let's get these in just to hold things in place. Now, you saw the way I did that, didn't you? So now you can do yours just like that. I'm quite surprised that went as easy as it did. I didn't think it would. I thought I was going to be struggling here for hours. So that means something else is going to go fucking wrong, doesn't it? Sorry about the noises, those little bastards coming out of school. Gotta hate kids. I'm sorry for those of you that like them. I can't stand them. They're just annoying. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. That seems to be jamming up against that. Ooh, oh well, okay, alright Gary, getting carried away here, aren't you, prick. Now let's get, see if I can line all of this lot up. I don't believe it, that went straight in. There's shit's got to go really wrong here now, because everything is just going almost straight in. No, I don't believe that. It didn't disappear underneath the car. Are the Mark II Jaguar gods smiling on me for once? Because it would really be nice. I really am trying to help and get shit together, guys. You're going to cross thread on me, is that what you're going to do? Okay, let's see. Socket. Okay, so we're having one bolt problem here. Not a surprise, huh? I mean, nothing could go perfect, could it? Could it? That's just a little out. There we go. Wow. Really? Hang on. I think I just discovered something and I'll show you. Let's see. Oh, I need to... Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm lying in my head. Let's snap these up a second. I'm just pinching these for the moment. I don't want to do them fully tight. I'm not sure if I need to make some adjustments here. Yeah, now it appears that this piece is kind of in the way. So I can't push it down. Now there's a cutout there. Now this is the one that came out of here. So I want to have a look and see if there is a way to move this to one side. Well, it's not, I mean, there is no movement there. And in order to be able to do the vent, that's got to be there. So hang on a second. Let me. There it is. Okay. It seems to rub right up against this piece here. And maybe once you've got the centerpiece in here. Excuse me. There you go. Okay, that's opening and closing the vent here, as you can see. And it just rubs up against that. Alright, well, I'll let it rub-a-dub-dub. Push it as far over to the right as I can get it. Not everyone seems to have it with this bracket on there, so do expect differences. Well, maybe that gives it a bit of extra tension, I don't know. And there is the piece the other side, which will also help. So now my next piece of fun, and it really is going to be a piece of fun too, is to stick the gasket on this thing, the rubber seal. I'm still debating whether to stick it on this flat or whether to stick it on the, excuse me a second, whether to stick it on the inside here. See where my finger is there? Do I stick it there or do I stick it on the flap? I got a feeling I should stick it on the flap because there's more meat for me to stick it to. It's going to be messy. It's going to be fucking awkward to do. But hey, if it was simple, everybody would do it. Then, after that, I'm going to put in the vent piece under here. Again, this is all because I want to get the dash part in here. And in order to do that, I've got to deal with all this fucking wires. And I mean, the wires have come through so far, I can't believe that the harness needs to be like this, but I've got to have a look, and maybe I need to feed some of this wire back through here, and I don't know where all the fucking slack goes, in all honesty. Guess I'll figure it out. There's another fucking brown wire deciding to illuminate itself. So I've got a brown wire there. I had a brown wire there. Maybe those two should be making love. This is a female, that is a male. They are designed to join. God, I haven't done that in a while. Sorry, speaking out loud. Thinking out loud. Shish kebab. And this kind of wraps up here, but I have to make sure I get all of this wire back. Hang on, how far? Oh, okay, that's good. I'm sorry, now I'm just kind of talking to myself here and realising. Let me get the light in there so you can see. With this mechanism, this shield protects any wires, so I shove all the wires up in here, out of the way. Big bulk of wires. Oh dear, look, there's lots of metal filings there. I'm going to suck them off. Out. I just like to be sucked off. Oh dear, oh dear. This is a disgusting channel. He talks naughty. It's probably why I don't get any sponsors. And there's some holes there that are going to be tapped out. They are for something, I don't know. Oh, and I've got this piece here. Nothing goes there. Oh, goes down here, doesn't it? Look there. Oh, for the center console, yeah. So I've got to get that fitted. So that's small holes to tap down there. And each piece I do, guys, I figure that's one less piece to do. I know I'm jumping about all over the place and not finishing one thing. Oi, be quiet. But I'm trying to keep myself motivated. It's a mammoth task, as you all can imagine. And so, you know, sometimes you go, oh my God, am I ever going to get this finished? Well, I know I will. I've done it before and I'll do it again. Oh God, I'm going to do it again. What am I going to do it on? I'm going to do it on that. I'm going to do it on my MKII. I'm going to give that a restoration. But that's going to be a running restoration. But that does not get touched until I've finished this beauty. Then I can run around in this baby. All right, let me get what done next, Gary. What? And the plan for today was this. Your plan should be, including putting that seal on. That's what it should. I don't think I'll be able to show you guys me doing that, purely because it's going to be such a faff. And there's going to be, boys, there's going to be some choice language. And then I've got to try and use some kind of clips to hold it in position. I'm hoping that having this lever on will help. I mean, it functions beautifully now. Believe me, that was a job and a half. I had to remove it completely. I had to drill out the spot welds, take it out and heat it. And oh, it was a mammoth task. Really was. I took hours doing it. All right, now what have we got over here that's not finished? A black wire. Well, we've got a glove box going in here, and that will definitely need a ground wire for the light. This is the come on brain cell courtesy light wire. I'm going to put that in, but I'll have to bring the Mark II out to do that. And I've got to do I know this is strange. I've recently joined the Jaguar, the JCNA, but the Arizona version of it. And part and parcel of the membership there is you join the local Arizona one, and then that puts you into the Jaguar Club of North America. And the local region of Arizona likes to welcome new members with you put your photograph there and give a little story, which I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it with my two Jaguars, and I'm going to pull the Mark II out and pull the XK8 out. Have my wife take photographs of me because they want a photograph. And a little story of, well, I'm going to give them the story of the cars and why I have these particular cars. The only problem I have at the moment is the battery on my XK8 seems to want to die, which is not very helpful. So it won't go anywhere. Hopefully that'll be sorted out tomorrow with my friend Tom at Queen Creek AutoZone. He's the manager there. He's a very helpful guy. And always looks after me. Not that that really matters to anybody, but I thought I'd give him a shout out anyway. All right, let's get that seal on. I'll show you it done, or I'll tell you about it. Not sure which yet. It works. Not many of these work. Lovely. All right, decided in the end what I'm going to do is use these kind of captive, I don't know what you want to call them, flanges, I suppose. And I got I think they're a quarter 20, something like that. Now at the moment I've just put them on there with some soft glue. My next task is going to be using some JB Weld to hold this in permanently. Now I could have not bothered to glue them in, but then when the next guy comes along, if he needs to take this out, then he would have hell of a job. Whereas if I glue these in, at least he stands a fair chance of being able to undo the screws. And I'll probably put some grease on these screws so that we don't get a rust lock up. These screws are zinc, but that is a steel clip, pressed steel, I guess, like a clock spring stuff. So next phase is to super glue, not super glue, sorry, JB Weld that, and I'm going to have to shorten these screws. I bought ones that were too long. When you try and put them in, they hit. There's a nut right underneath there. I can't think why it's there, but it is, and well, it's there to hold that flap, but right underneath that. You think they'd have perhaps put it over here, maybe, you know, that'd have been a good idea. Anyway, they didn't, so I've got to chop the screw off, shorten it by, well, a good ½ an inch, I would think. Let's see, now the centre one, yeah, the centre one's okay, so I guess that's one less to have to deal with. And these holes, I mean, obviously after the bodywork had been painted, I had to file the holes out. And, you know, it's a little nerve-wracking, but you don't worry too much, because this is going to be covered up with the rubber gasket there anyway. When all is said and done, this gasket will be in there, glued, covering everything up. Okay, so let's get JB Welded done, chop these screws down, and be ready to, oh no, I've got to take these nuts off and get the brackets on too, don't forget that. Tell you what, you get the sequence wrong on this, you're going to be cussing. Okay, now I've just glued it in the middle here. I'll clean up these pieces later. I haven't glued the ends. I'm now going to leave this overnight so that it really does get stuck, because then when I glue this I'm going to want to pull it, and what I'll probably do is pull it and put a clamp on there of some description to try and pull it into the corner and make it a decent job, even though it's Chinese crap. God, I hate this shit that we have to deal with. I don't see why they can't reproduce something as it was. You know, if anything, you should have made this slightly bigger. Now, of course, I know they did it because it makes money if you make it slightly smaller. You can save a minuscule amount. Companies like Moss and S&G Barrett and all of them, you know, they're no fucking different. Obviously they want to make a profit, so they buy something as cheap as they can, but it seems they really don't care anymore, which is really rather sad. Okay, that's never going to seal perfectly, but with this seal and then this seal here, hopefully you won't get too much well, where I live, hot air in the car. So I'll let those dry. I'll be able to pick those off tomorrow. Then I want to make sure I've got everything in here treated. I see there's a little bit of rust here in the corner, but I think it might just be a little bit of surface stuff, so I'll treat that, and then I'm going to give this a coating again of the I'm going to say under seal, you know what I mean, the black stuff. Alright, I'm going to end this video here. There's still one more section to come on this video, and that will be the piece when everything's set, and this piece here I can't put in purely because I'm waiting for the JB Weld to set. The only other thing I can do will be to put these brackets on ready before the shield goes in, and obviously you have to do that before this shield goes in. So that'll be the next video. I like to try and pump them out as quickly as I can for you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying them. Oh, and I want to give a special shout out to a gentleman called Steve Turner. Just received an email from him. He's one of my subscribers, and he's complaining that I'm costing him money because I keep doing shit. And now he's now having to rebuild his engine because he sees what I did to my engine, and he's spending money. He also came up with some very good ideas to, you know, what I could do with the car, and I always appreciate that. Please, guys, always feel free to make your suggestions. Some I'll adopt, some I'll ignore, and some I'll just say, I'm sorry you're too fucking late, I've already done what I've done. But it's always great to chat with people, and Steve is one of the guys that that sends me messages and sends me emails and comes up with suggestions, and he's not the only one. So, you know, if I don't mention you particularly, people, then please understand. It's not that I've forgotten you, it's just that I can't remember your names because I'm an old fart. But anyway, Steve, go spend some money. Come and spend more. I mean, outdo my engine. Ha ha ha. Go on, I bet you can. You can make it into a Coombs special, you know. Oh, maybe even put triple carbs on it. Go on, Steve, do it. Triple carbs, triple or 2-inch SUs. Or maybe even 45 DCOE Webers. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. You know what I say. Go in the garage. Go do some shit.